Hello everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the different modes used in multi-module writing that are used in like articles and essays, and this is going to be kind of an overview of them, and you will be using these modes in your freshman classes.
What are the 5 modes?
Well, I'm really glad you asked. Right, well, the 5 different modes that are used in multi-module writing are visual, gestural, linguistic, spatial, and oral. And you may wonder, well, what are these? Like, what do they mean? What do they do? Well, I will let you know. So for the visual mode, it's basically when you open an article and, like a banner image pops up in your face, and that contributes to capturing your attention, and it actually engages you and makes you want to keep reading. And then usually most articles include images throughout the overall article, and then that also just keeps the reader engaged and makes the article more attractive and interesting. So for the next mode, we have gestural, and that one is when there is movement and some sort of interactions included in the article. So for example, sometimes you may have to click on something to find out or open up a certain page. Sometimes there's shortcuts that you can take in the article, and this basically just contributes to creating a sensory experience, and it builds a connection between the readers and the article. It just makes it more interesting to go through. So the next one we have is linguistic, and the linguistic mode is basically, it's very simple. It's basically just how the words are laid out in the article. So kind of word choice and delivery are ways that linguistic mode is used in articles. So it's the way that the authors talk about what the topic, and it's the way that the authors convey the message. So they can choose to organize the words and the paragraphs in any way they want to make the article more interesting and informative. The next mode we have is spatial, and this mode is when it's when pages and certain things in the article are arranged a certain way to make the article more attractive and interesting, and it also just appeals to readers. So examples of this are how certain pages are arranged, and sometimes special spacing between words. So you might have different font sizes. You might have a big font size and then a smaller one, and then it just kind of is a pattern, and that just makes the article more interesting rather than when it's just a bunch of words stuck in front of you. You don't really want to read it, And then the last mode we have is oral, and that mode is when the authors use sound, voices, any kind of movement that you can hear. It is included in the article, and it keeps you engaged and interested. I will tell you that some articles don't use this mode in their article, but it is a really good touch when you can hear and interact with the article better.
Wow, that's really informative. But wait, I have a question. What are the most important modes in writing, and which one should I focus on as a freshman?
Well, that's actually a really good question, and I'll tell you right now. Alright, so I would say the most important modes that are used in articles and a lot of writings, and modes that you should focus on as a freshman in college are, first one is visual, second one is spatial, and then the third one is linguistic.
Whoa, hold on. I think you're focusing too much on the other modes. I think we should focus back on the more traditional types of writing, like linguistic.
Okay, I do see what you're saying, but we're definitely not discounting the linguistic mode. However, I do think that all 5 modes are equally important, and we shouldn't just be stressing linguistic. And our goal as writers is to engage the audience, and we should use all of the modes, but especially the visual. And then, something else I'm going to say is that humans are just naturally more receptive to information when they're presented the information through pictures and banner images. And then let's not forget that this is an introductory class, right? We're freshmen, so we should just keep it simple and not overcomplicated. And if anything, visuals just increase engagement.
You know, from my perspective, I just want to say that I think visuals complement the more traditional ways of writing. And as a freshman, I think it's really easy for us to understand that way.
Yes, of course. And also, I will say that, like, in the future, once, we advance in our college career, we're going to have more advanced classes, which will require more of the linguistic mode. So while we're freshmen, let's just keep it simple and focus on other modes rather than just linguistic.
Yeah, I agree.
So really what you're saying is that though you already, like you said that we focused mainly on like 3 specific modes, that you're really just focusing on, well-structured papers that incorporate a pretty even amount of modes.
Yeah, that's
really what it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's that simple.